Sutherland runs inside Grace McMahon of Trinity, Isla Clark of Campbelltown Collegians, Isabella Muke of Westfields, Monique Jakovelich of Campbelltown, Aisling Gainsford of Sydney Striders runs in position number 10, and Claudia Meeker rounds out the field for Trinity, Jimmy, in position number 11.
Yeah, going well early is Isla Clark, the young 12-year-old from Campbelltown, just in front of Claudia Meeker from Trinity Athletics, and then comes Mabel Dukes of Run Crew. Behind her, Matilda Richards, and then Monique Jakulovic. Also just making her way around Monique was Grace McMahon of Trinity. But the early stages, all the girls very much in the race at this point in time. 10 runners in this one. And early stages, Isla Clark just sort of controlling the race, with Claudia Meeker just moving onto her shoulder and just passing her in the early stages. We'll see what sort of pace the girls are running in a moment as they come down for the first lap. It's pretty good going for this women's D race. They're through about 79 through the first 409 metres. So, and yeah, Claudia Meeker's just moving a bit of a move now from Trinity, a 13-year-old.
Bit of a kick off the front there for Meeker. Yeah, they were fairly together that first patch of the race, but Meeker now just opening up a little bit of gap, which has been closed straight away by Mabel Dukes of Run Crew. And you can see on screen now that gap just closed back up to a couple of metres. Then a little move at the back there was Matilda Richards just getting rounded up. I'm not sure who it was, though, just falling out of shot as they head up the back straight. We'll pick that up in a moment. So they head through the 609. You see the hurdles on the track there shortly. Not too long, we're going to have a brilliant 400-metre hurdles race. A few international representatives, one of the new events on the program here. But it's a leading pack of two at the moment. It's Claudia Meeker of Trinity, just sitting on the front of Mabel Dukes of Run Crew. And both looking pretty comfortable, Jimmy, as they come in straight for the second time.
Yeah, they are. And Meeker was controlling it early, and she does look very controlled, doesn't she? You know, absolutely no expression on the face whatsoever. Really moving well, these two girls, and they've gone through another 79. So they're moving well, Meeker and Dukes, and yeah, they sort of gap the rest of the field, but try and bridge that gap now is Monique Jakulovic from Campbelltown Collegians, and she is starting to close that gap. It was about 30 metres, and now I reckon it's about 15 to 20. So she tries to battle on to get that front two, and now there's a big move. Yeah, so that is Claudia Meeker of Trinity. So she's kicked away about a 40, 50-metre burst from Dukes from Run Crew, who now finds herself in no woman's land, and Jakulovic now just trying to make up the gap to Dukes, and the front three have really spread out now. We've just passed the K mark. I reckon it was around about that 3:12, 3:13, so some good running here. And the women's D mile, yeah, good shot of Meeker. Great form here, you know. Usually at this stage into a mile, you've got 500 to go. You're starting to sort of labour a bit. You know, potentially you start to sink at the hips, but she looks absolutely magnificent. Looks like she's almost on a tempo run.
Yeah, holding the form well. See how she goes in the last lap, but you wouldn't imagine there'd be too many coming in to challenge her at the moment. There's a bit of a move going on for second in this race. One of the Campbelltown girls, so they go through the bell in about 4 flat, and you're going to get a lovely shot of Meeker here rounding up the first turn. We'll just stick with this and see if we can pick up this battle for second. It was Dukes of Run Crew running there for so long, and number 8, I think it was, or 8 or 9, Monique Jakovic of Campbelltown has put her way into second position, so a change there for the Miners. And Mabel Dukes, who tried to go with the leader Meeker for so much of the race, just starting to battle now, as we were talking about that last 500 of a mile, hardest part. But Jimmy, you said Meeker was holding a form well, and that's continued all the way through the last lap. Yeah,
she looks really, really good, doesn't she? The young athlete out of Trinity Athletics, just 13 years old, and showing maturity beyond her years in the way she runs the mile, the Imperial 1500, as some may say, as she comes into the home straight. Claudia Meeker starts to stride out now. What's on the clock? 5:03. So looking around about that low 5:12, 5:13 maybe. She comes into the line, including Amika. Yeah, about 5:11. That's a great run by the young Trinity athlete. And this is Monique Jaklovic. She's had a great last lap and has really gapped Dukes and takes out a really outright second. Comes across the line. Great run there by the young Campbelltown athlete. Here comes Mabel Dukes of Run Crew, just 12 years old. And again, around about that 5:30 mark, a great run by another one of the Run Crew athletes this afternoon. One of the Sutherland athletes there. That's Matilda Richards. Good run by her. As the rest of the field starts to come across the line, that was Grace McMahon, followed by Isla Clark. And the Westfields athlete Isabella Muke coming across there. Rounding out the field will be Aisling Gainsford from Sydney Striders. So a good start there for the graded women's mile races. Confirmation of Claudia Mika taking out the win in 5:12.23 from Trinity Athletics. Second, Monique Jaklovic from Campbelltown, 5:23.89, and Mabel Dukes from Run Crew, 5:32.92.
Good running there in the women's D race. And you can see there on the screen the boys heading out for lots of youngsters in that field, heading out for what will be the men's D race.